Disney World has debuted a brand new holiday party for 2023 in Hollywood Studios, Jollywood Nights. This after-hours event has shows and snacks you can't see or eat anywhere else, but is it worth $200? And how does it compare to Disney's longer-running Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party? We've got the full review and some surprising details right now here on DFV Guide. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. So Disney World has not one, but two after-hours extra ticketed events this holiday season. One in Magic Kingdom and a new one in Hollywood Studios. So which one is right for you? Are either of them right for you? Just what can you expect from this brand new event? Our team was there opening night to see the good, the bad, and the awesome. Disney Jollywood Nights is a separately ticketed event that is taking place on 10 select nights from November 11th through December 20th, 2023. Prices range from $159 to $179 for everyone. Kids and adults are the same price for this event. Annual pass holders and Disney Vacation Club members can save $10 per ticket, and you can buy tickets now on the Disney World website or the My Disney Experience app. You may be able to buy tickets at the gate, but know that they will not be cheaper if you buy them in person. This event can and will sell out on many nights, especially those closer to Thanksgiving and Christmas. We're tracking all the sold out dates over at DisneyFoodBlog.com. I'll drop the link in the description so you can find out if the party date you're eyeing still has tickets available. The event starts after the park closes and runs from 8:30 to 12:30, and you will need a party ticket if you want to be in the park after it closes at 8 p.m. Party guests can enter at 7 p.m., so if you want to be there earlier than that, you will need to buy a separate day admission to Hollywood Studios. Now, if you're used to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, you're going to see a big difference right away with these two events. At Very Merry, you can enter a whole 3 hours before the party starts. At Jollywood Nights, it's only an hour and a half early. While we still recommend getting there as early as possible, know that this ticket doesn't have quite the same bang for your buck on the front end as the Magic Kingdom party does. Still, use that extra hour and a half to get a ride or two in, or grab a more substantial meal if your focus is on the entertainment during this event. If you are already in the park before the party starts, you can check in and pick up your party wristband and lanyard by the Mickey Shorts Theater. Before the party, this line was long, like 45 minutes long on opening night, but the line to distribute wristbands at the park entrance was much lower, so it may make sense to swing back through the entrance to save some time. Music, food, and drinks are the main draw here, with lots of nostalgia in the stage shows and entertainment. People come dressed up, like really dressed up. We saw tuxedos and evening gowns to match the classy Hollywood theme of the event. Now, this is kind of the grown-up holiday party to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party's family-friendly vibe. Not that you can't bring your kids, but they might prefer the endless cookies and hot chocolate and characters you'll see in Magic Kingdom over the more grown-up vibe here at Jollywood Nights. Jollywood Nights and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party aren't the only things going on at Disney World during the holiday season, though. Epcot's hosting the Festival of the Holidays with food booths and storytellers from around the world. And outside the parks, you got gingerbread houses, specialty snacks, and oddly a free roaming talking tree in Disney Springs. If you want to make sure you don't miss a thing during your Disney World holiday trip, we've got you covered with our guide to the holidays at Disney World. This guide has in-depth info about all of Disney World's holiday events, tips on how to avoid the crowds, itineraries, snack guides, and lots more. You can find this guide and our other guides, like our guide on the Disney Dining Plan or any of our festival books, over at dfvstore.com. And our YouTube viewers get a special discount. Use code YouTube at the checkout. All right, let's dive back into Jollywood Nights entertainment. The shows at Jollywood are popular, and for good reason. The stage shows are brand new and feature lots of great characters. The first show times filled up fast, so if you want to be at the earlier shows, plan to get in line early. We didn't have much trouble getting into the later shows, and things could calm down a bit after opening night. Disney Holidays in Hollywood at Theater of the Stars. This show has got it all. Muppets, Belle in her Christmas dress, Tiana with a brand new song created just for the show. Mickey and Minnie really dance in this one too, a lot more than what you normally see in their stage shows. The whole show is about 30 minutes long. There's a lot going on, and we loved it, so you should definitely make time to see this one if it holds any interest for you at all. Showtimes are 8:45, 9:45, 10:45, and 11:45. Next is the Nightmare Before Christmas sing-along at the Hyperion Theater. A very large Jack Skellington puppet opens and closes the show with appearances by Oogie Boogie, and you'll get to sing along to What's This?, Kidnap the Sandy Claus, Sally's Song, Oogie Boogie's Song, This is Halloween, Jack and Sally's Song. Showtimes are 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, and 11:30. We got Jingle Bell Jingle Bam. This is a returning projection show that takes place on the Chinese Theater, and you can catch it at the very end of the night at 12:30 a.m. There are several entertainment options happening throughout the night, like a DJ on Hollywood Boulevard. There's a throwback bash with Powerline Max, Phineas and Ferb at Echo Lake with some tunes while you meet the characters. Holiday Fiesta en La Calle is a street party atmosphere with a live band set up between ABC Commissary and Sci-Fi Dine-In. The Twilight Soiree at the Tip Top Club is back in the courtyard of Tower of Terror with a band and drinks. The line for drinks was very long at the beginning of the night, but you can stroll in just to watch the band play. They have short sets, but breaks are also short, and they play throughout the night. Disney notes limited capacity on this one, so you may have to come back later if things are a little too crowded over there, but we did not have that experience. There didn't seem to be a lot of capacity limitation going on, so I think it sort of just depends on how many people are interested in doing that sort of thing. Next is the Jazzy Holidays at the Hollywood Brown Derby. This is super limited capacity and requires you to join the mobile walk-up waitlist to secure your visit. That walk-up waitlist opens to party guests at 8:15 p.m. with the first seating at 8:30. The waitlist on opening night filled up almost immediately, so if this is what you want to do, be ready to click fast in order to get on this one. Now, the Hollywood Brown Derby and the Hollywood Brown Derby Lounge both have walk-up waitlists, and you'll find the same food and drink in the restaurant and lounge, but you will not find the same entertainment out at the lounge. Keep that in mind when you're joining the waitlist and make sure you join the right one. It also snopes on Sunset Boulevard during Sunset Season's Greetings, another projection-based show which happens intermittently throughout the night up on Tower of Terror. And members of D23 can get an upgraded experience for Jingle Bell Jingle Bam on November 27th and 29th. You'll get a reserved viewing area for the show and access to the D23 Fa La 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 Lounge at Pizza Rizzo with light food and beverages. It's $23 per person, and D23 members can bring up to 3 guests. Moving on to characters at Jollywood Nights, not Jolly Hollywood Nights, Jollywood Nights, y'all, just heads up. Compared to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, there are not as many character meet and greet opportunities here, but you will see some characters in rare costumes. At Echo Lake, remember you can meet Chip and Dale as Rescue Rangers, Phineas and Ferb, and Powerline Max. Animation Courtyard has the Fab Five plus Daisy, though they will switch out throughout the night. They are all in very cute new costumes. And in Pixar Place, you can meet Edna Mode and Frozone with holiday backdrops. You can get your photos taken with all these characters and keep an eye out for other specialty photo ops and magic shots that may only be available during the party. While you won't be able to meet him, there's a brand new character created just for this event that you'll spot throughout the party. His name is Ollie. He's a gingerbread man. Here we go to rides. Most rides are open during the event, and like most after-hours events, wait times can be substantially shorter than during a regular day, especially at this time of year. While there are no ride overlays, lines were short earlier on in the night. Most rides had no wait at all for the first half of the event since everyone was busy waiting in lines for food or watching the shows. Waits did start to tick up though as the evening went on. Rise of the Resistance will not have a standby line and will only be operating with a virtual queue during these parties. Guests attending Jollywood Nights can join the virtual queue at 8 p.m. There are boards with the info and QR codes throughout the park. The virtual queue did not fill up immediately on the first night, but people were really prioritizing the entertainment, I think. Moving on to the food. There is a lot of food to be had at this event. It's definitely overall more of a snacking and vibing kind of party rather than a run around and ride a bunch of rides with a low weight and then watch a parade type of party. There are substantially more savory options and larger portions than the snacks at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, and things are a lot more upscale. Again, definitely an event geared toward the grown-ups. ABC Commissary is hosting a holiday fiesta with chicken empanada served with a side of street corn salad topped with chili peppers, lime, and cotija cheese is $6.29. Now, they'd run out of the street corn, so they gave us an extra empanada, so your portion will likely look different than the one we got. The spice builds as you eat with this one, but this definitely would have been a lot better with that corn. Next up is the yuca con chicharrón, which is fried pork belly, yuca, red pickled onions, and chili pepper lime seasoning with a yellow pepper aioli for $5.79. This one could have used a little more seasoning, but the aioli was very good with a good heat to it. If not for that aioli, though, this dish would be too bland. Next was the tembleque, which is coconut rice pudding with caramel rum sauce and cinnamon. It's $4.99. Now, this was a total miss for our reporter. It tasted strongly of unflavored gelatin, so no taste, just texture. The coconut flavor was nowhere to be found. The Mexican hot cocoa cheesecake is a spiced chocolate cheesecake on a chocolate cookie base topped with vanilla whipped cream and cocoa powder with a chocolate handle for $5.29. Now, the cheesecake flavor here gets lost a little because of that crust and whipped cream being so good. Lots of cinnamon flavor. The non-alcoholic mangonada was a frozen mango beverage with mango chili, pepper lime sauce, and chili pepper lime seasoning on top. It's $5.99. This was all mango, no spice, but still really enjoyable. And the zero-proof pina colada made with Lyre's spiced cane spirit, coconut, pineapple, and lime was $7.49. The coconut flavor has been found, and it's all in this drink. Not much spice to be had, but a very creamy and delicious drink. Baseline Tap House had some tuna ceviche, which is marinated ahi tuna, pico de gallo, and avocado cream topped with cilantro. This is $6.79. Now, the tuna was super fresh and buttery, and the avocado cream was smooth and creamy, cooling off the spicy tang from the onions and the pico. The outside of the cup was also rimmed with a chili lime seasoning that was spicy and salty. Between that, the creamy avocado, and the sharp onions, it was super flavorful. Keep in mind, it is a bit spicy, and you definitely need to love avocados and tuna to enjoy this one. The charcuterie cup was next, manchego, chorizo, serrano ham, pickled vegetables, olives, and toasted focaccia bread for $5.79. Also, why did I just say ham like that? It's serrano ham. Sorry, ham. Now, as a whole, this is a pretty good value. Everything was high quality and tasted great, but it's not a very exciting dish. If you love a charcuterie board, you'll be pleased with this one. And of course, since everybody always talks about the Baseline Tap House charcuterie board, I understand why they went for this. At Dockside Diner, you're going to find the spicy pimento kimchi dip topped with chives and served with fresh house-made wonton chips for $4.99. This is definitely Disney spicy, aka not a lot of spice at all. The dip is creamy and very heavy on the pimento cheese flavor, almost like a crab dip. The topping is the only bit of kimchi, and it doesn't have a very strong flavor. The wonton chips are super crispy and salty, and they go well with the dip. Next is the roasted eggplant dip topped with chives and served with warm pita bread for $4.99. This plant-based dish is salty and delicious with a buttery pita bread. We weren't expecting much from it, but it was a winner overall. The potato barrels topped with gravy, brisket, mozzarella curds, and chives, also known as the poutine tots, were $6.49. The gravy's good, but on the thin side, with a flavorful brisket, but a bit dry in some bites, so not consistent. The curds are definitely just too cold, which makes them rubbery, and they don't have a lot of flavor, and the gravy wasn't warm enough to melt those the way it's supposed to be. The tots are good, but this one just did not come together for us. The Christmas tree cookie snack is a vanilla cookie stack filled with pistachio, buttercream, cranberry, and raspberry jam topped with sprinkles and a yellow candy star for $5.29. The pistachio wasn't a bold flavor in this one, and the cookie had almost hints of cinnamon. This one is easily shareable and a solid, though not particularly exciting, choice. The Sandy Claus hot cocoa is, of course, inspired by Nightmare Before Christmas, and it's a dark chocolate hot cocoa topped with cherry whipped cream for $4.99. This is hot and comforting and sweet. The chocolate is heavy and creamy, and this is real deal hot chocolate. The cherry whipped cream is thick, so mix it in. Epic Eats has a few mini funnel cake options. These were pretty exciting when Disney announced them. These include the spicy Korean chicken funnel cake for $6.29. The chicken was crispy on the outside but tender and moist inside, and the slaw is fresh and cool. The sauce adds a sweet tanginess. This is definitely some big chicken and waffle vibes. It was not spicy though, despite the name. The brisket Reuben funnel cake was a beef brisket and sauerkraut slaw topped with Thousand Island dressing served on a mini funnel cake for $6.29. The beef brisket here was tender but pretty fatty, and there is a massive amount of sauerkraut on here. Definitely not as good as the Korean chicken funnel cake. And for your sweet option, the s'mores funnel cake with giant roasted marshmallow and chocolate and marshmallow sauce topped with chocolate curls and cinnamon cereal, served on a mini funnel cake for $5.99. There's a lot of marshmallow on top of that, kind of overwhelmed the other flavors. Tasty, but very sweet and a little one note. Over at Fairfax Fair, you can grab the holiday turkey popover. This is roasted turkey and creamy mashed potatoes topped with gravy, cranberry chutney, and chives and a house-made popover. It's $6.29. Now, if you don't like your food touching, run now, because this one is just a mashup, literally, of Thanksgiving dinner. Each individual part is tasty, but altogether was a bit too much for our reporter. Just a bit too much going on in one bite. The Just the Sides popover with macaroni and cheese and savory collard greens with ham topped with cornbread crumbs and a house-made popover is $5.49. Again, tasty on their own, maybe a bit better together than the turkey version. A nice smoky flavor to the collard greens, and the popover crust is really good, soft inside and flaky on the outside. Next at Fairfax Fair is the PB&J donut. This is a glazed donut with creamy peanut butter and grape jelly dipped in dark chocolate, topped with crushed house-made salt and vinegar chips. It's $4.99. Now, the donut isn't quite sweet enough to pull off the sweet and salty situation. Not quite enough glaze on this one. The peanut butter is smooth and the jelly is pretty standard. Also from Fairfax, you can get Kermit's Frozen Banana Bliss. This is a frozen banana and white chocolate with caramel swirls, topped with matcha whipped cream and sprinkles. It's $6.49. There's a lot of green whipped cream with a strong matcha flavor that almost overwhelms the banana. It's good, but interesting. And the mistletoe martini is the last option over there at Fairfax Fair. It's Tito's handmade vodka and Saint Germain elderflower liqueur mixed with cranberry juice, topped with fresh cranberries and mint leaves. It's $9. This is a little twist on a cranberry martini. Very tart, sweet but dry. Gertie's Ice Cream of Extinction might have the cutest option at the party. This is a sugar cookie with mint icing for $4.29. It's a simple but adorable sugar cookie, and you can also get it served with mint soft serve for $6.29. That's not something we've seen before. The market over there by Toy Story Land is serving buffalo chicken spring rolls, which are fried spring rolls served with a jalapeno ranch dipping sauce and fried rice noodles for $6. So these are legit spicy, and the ranch is nice as a side, but doesn't cool anything down much because it's jalapeno ranch. It's not ridiculously hot, but quite toasty on the tongue. Now, those fried noodles felt a bit like an afterthought and resembled packing material, so maybe just skip those. They've also got Frozone Snowball Macaroons, which are coconut macaroons drizzled with blue vanilla frosting and topped with white snowflake sprinkles. These are $4.49. These are strong on the coconut, nice and chewy, and the chocolate on the bottom is sweet, tastes more like milk chocolate than dark chocolate. Pretty decent compared to other Disney stuff, but not knock your socks off. Over at Pizza Rizzo, you're going to find olive and goat cheese flatbread. That's the olive oil toasted flatbread with creamy goat cheese, rustic olive and tomato spread, balsamic glaze, and lemon watercress. This is $5.49. This was so much better than Pizza Rizzo's typical pizza. The goat cheese was creamy and very bold, a little nutty, and it paired really well with the tangy tomatoes and briny olives. The crust was soft but held up well to the toppings, and the sweetness of the balsamic glaze added a lot of fun flavor to this. There was also a tiramisu puff. This was sweet and savory with flavors of espresso, chocolate, and coffee-infused custard and mascarpone cream for $4.79. Now, this had a lot of amaretto flavor, which is definitely not for everyone. The pastry was flaky and soft, and the custard and mascarpone cream were so creamy and decadent, but still light enough that this tasted almost delicate. It definitely had coffee components, but it wasn't front and center. Overall, way better than you would typically find at this quick service restaurant. Now, the Twilight Soiree at the Tip Top Club. This is the one we were most interested in and excited about. Now, it's worth a visit even if you're not looking for a drink, but you can grab the Fifth Dimension Royale, the Terramana Blanco Tequila, Cointreau Liqueur, Desert Pear, Agave Nectar, and Lime Juice topped with Domaine Saint Michel Brut and garnished with a dehydrated blood orange wheel for $9.50. Now, this is a well-balanced cocktail that's not as sweet as you might expect, just a refreshing, crisp, bubbly drink. There's also the sparkling pomegranate apple cider. This is pomegranate green tea topped with sparkling apple cider and pomegranate seeds for $5.25. It's a great blend of all the flavors and light on the alcohol and a bit light on the carbonation. Over at the Trolley Car Cafe, you've got the Ornament Mousse. That's dark chocolate cherry mousse for $5.29. It's a very rich chocolate with a center of chilled cherries surrounded by a cherry gel. It's sweet and tart and juicy, and the price is great for the portion size. Bar locations around the park are going to be serving the zero proof gingerbread spritzer. This is Lyre's spiced cane spirit, gingerbread syrup, and club soda garnished with a gingerbread bite for $7.49. This one has great flavor and a good amount of added sweetness from the syrup. A very strong gingerbread flavor, though. It just kind of hits you in the face. It's really good for a zero-proof cocktail. There's the Sugar Cookie Martini, which is a Stoli vanilla vodka, Bailey's Irish cream liqueur, and Di Serono Original liqueur situation mixed with milk and sugar in a sprinkle-rimmed glass and a sugar cookie garnish. This is $11. It's very, very milky and not too flavorful. Definitely a dessert drink, but not as sweet as expected and not much of a boozy flavor to it either. Overall, kind of lacking, though it does taste like a generic sugar cookie, so I guess success? Jazzy Holidays at the Hollywood Brown Derby has a pretty extensive menu of small plates. We tried the Oyster Rockefeller with spinach foam, shaved Parmesan, ricotta pepper relish, and salmon caviar for $14. Now these were tender and spicy. They had a great crispy exterior and a pop of texture from the salmon caviar. The pepper relish brightened up the dish, and this was our reporter's favorite dish of the night. A little pricey for what you get, but it is oysters after all. There were crispy duck drumettes with spicy orange glaze, carrots, and kumquats for $14. Only one of our 3 pieces was a bit dry, but overall these were a little too crispy. The citrus glaze is strong and a bit too tart for some, though not very spicy. A decent portion for the price, but a little inconsistent even across a single plate. The pork belly bao is Korean barbecue, cucumber slaw, and soy vinaigrette for $12. Typically tender and fatty pork belly with a nice crisp veggie slaw, more than the advertised cucumbers. Overall, this had a great flavor, but the bao was a bit dry, and for $6 per piece, this is a bit expensive. Like I said earlier, you can grab the food both inside and outside at the Brown Derby Lounge, but the lounge won't have the same entertainment. It will likely have a faster walk-up wait list, though, if you just want to get snacks. If you need a pick-me-up to keep going until 12:30, Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company by Toy Story Land has the Round 'em Up Latte. That's espresso, cookie butter syrup, dulce de leche sauce, and milk topped with whipped cream, playful animal crackers, and festive sprinkles. This is available hot or iced. Now, this is the exact same latte you can get during the day, but at the party it has red and green sprinkles. It's a sweet, cute, and festive latte if you're in the mood for one, but you don't have to go to the party to get it. Some other quick service restaurants and kiosks are open during the event, and if they aren't serving any specialty eats, they'll have their regular menu. Interestingly, Oga's Cantina is open during the event, as is Droid Depot and Savi's Workshop, but we'd recommend saving the Star Wars experiences for a different day since there's nothing special going on for the holiday party over in Galaxy's Edge, and all those experiences will take up quite a bit of your time. Table service restaurants like 50's Primetime Cafe and Sci-Fi Dine-In are not open during Jollywood Nights. So moving on to merchandise, there is one single piece of party-exclusive merchandise here, an inaugural Jollywood Nights t-shirt for $29.99. You may find it at Mickey's of Hollywood or Celebrity 5 and 10, but on opening night, we only saw it at Once Upon a Time. When you're leaving at the end of the night, be sure to grab your coaster set. This is complimentary for all party guests. If you're looking to support your favorite YouTube channel and get in the festive spirit with more merch, we've got plenty of holiday tees and sweatshirts and mugs and more to help you celebrate. You can find our holiday merch over at dfbstore.com. So let's talk about the overall. What was our experience? Opening night was busy. We experienced long lines throughout the event from before it even started, with a 30-plus minute wait to get our wristband and lanyard to 30-plus minute waits to get food at some locations. It does seem that everyone prioritized the food first and then switched to rides as the night went on, as the lines for food started to calm down and wait times for rides went up. Toy Story Mania hit 45 minutes at around 11 p.m. Slinky Dog Dash was only 25 minutes at the same time. Now, since this was the first night, there were undoubtedly some kinks to be worked out. We heard from cast members that some locations ran out of some of the food items or components of dishes well before the end of the event. ABC Commissary was out of a few things when we stopped by around 9:30, and Gertie ran out of that soft serve just after we got ours around 11. Typically, Disney adjusts quickly and this food shortage gets resolved after the first night, but if there's something you have your heart set on trying, we'd suggest heading there first. Once you do get your food, you might not be able to find a table easily at all locations. This was most notable by Epic Eats, where a table would have helped a lot when tackling those towering funnel cakes. One thing to note that will not resolve at future parties is that the Skyliner will not run after 9:30 p.m. on Jollywood Nights evenings. At least that's the situation right now. Guests will have to take buses back at the end of the night. We did experience a bit of rain during our event. Luckily, the big shows are undercover or inside, so you don't need to worry about those being delayed due to weather. Overall, though, our team felt that this event was fun, but didn't quite measure up to the hype. The vibes of the party were great, and it really captured that Hollywood glamour, and the entertainment was truly the best part. Since most of the activities are food related, though, it felt kind of flat. A lot of the dishes we tried were just okay. We had more raving reviews of the food at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party this year. It's tough to say that this event is a good value because it's expensive and it's short. If you were looking to skip a regular park day and sleep in, you will likely have a great time seeing the shows and riding a bunch of rides with lower weights and feel that you got your money's worth, though. So, should you go to the party? Well, you should go if you like food festivals. This event largely felt like a spread out food festival with extra entertainment. Outside of the two main stage shows and the handful of characters, there's not a lot going on in terms of entertainment. And most of that entertainment is stuff you can stroll up to, enjoy for a few minutes while you sip on a cocktail, and then keep moving. You might want to go to this event if you love Dapper Day. Guests really dress to the nines for this one. This may be a little less true in later parties, but Disney is definitely encouraging people to dress up in all their marketing language for Jollywood Nights. You can 100% show up in whatever you're comfortable in, but if you do want to go all out, you won't feel out of place, though maybe think about the footwear because it's still a lot of walking. And maybe you should go if you want to get in the holiday spirit, but in a more neutral, non-Disney way. The theming of this event relies much more on Hollywood glitz and glamour rather than explicitly Disney Christmas. Yep, you will see characters in the shows and you can meet Mickey, but it's easy to spend time listening to the bands and snacking around and forgetting that your evening is being hosted by a mouse and a gingerbread man. Now, you should skip this event if you're a super picky eater. A lot of the food has many combined flavors and textures or is otherwise just fancier than what you'd normally find in a theme park. Since food is really a big draw of this event, you may feel left out if items on the menus don't appeal to you. Or maybe you want to meet a bunch of characters. Compared to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, the character offerings at Jollywood Nights are pretty anemic. Now, you will get to see a few rare characters. Phineas and Ferb were a big hit, and you don't often get a chance to take photos with Powerline Max since he previously has only done dance parties at Magic Kingdom's Halloween party. So while the characters aren't plentiful, they are unique. And maybe you hate waiting in line. Well, the first night of this event was sold out, but there's a good chance the night you choose to go could be sold out as well. Prioritize the food you want to try, and if things follow the flow of night one, maybe hit some rides first before heading to the shows and grabbing some food. Overall, this was definitely an interesting event that gives the grown-ups a way to celebrate the holidays at Disney at an exclusive event. However, with the Epcot Festival of the Holidays beginning on November 24th, those grown-ups may prefer to get their food festival fix with a regular park ticket over there. But if you like some solid entertainment along with your food festival, Jollywood Nights can be a great time. With the majority of the food items under $7, you can try a lot for not a lot of money. However, you are already paying $159 to $179 per person before all of that food, and there's no complimentary snacks, unlike the cookies over at Very Merry. This event will likely appeal to fewer Disney goers than Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party will, since it's less geared towards kids. But there are also fewer dates planned than the Magic Kingdom party, so it will still likely be busy. Even with the crowds though, you should still be able to see and do a lot during the event. Just like with any upgrade or extra ticketed event at Disney, we recommend weighing the price against other possible upgrades. For the price of Jollywood Nights, you could add a night to your trip, or add an extra park day or two, or spend that money on a nice dinner, or go to Magic Kingdom's holiday party, if that's more up your alley. So now that we've seen both Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party and this brand new event, which Disney World holiday party are you going to? Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Vlog, and we'll see you real soon.